scars on your body. I like to call them scars, the tattoos of life. And there was a quote I read once, and I forget who said it now. I'm sorry to that person, but it was a really good quote. It said, scars remind you of where you've been, but they don't have to determine where you're going. And I think that's really good, because it is kind of cool to look at a scar sometimes and go, oh, I remember when I got that. Most of my scars are on my face, which is not a very good thing. But a lot of my friends say it gives me character, but I think they're just trying to be nice, because, you know, what are they going to say? Well, the scars on your face are friggin' hideous. You know, are they going to say that? Maybe they would, I don't know. But yeah, so I have scars on other parts of my body. I'm not really going to show you those. Well, I will show you this one. I'll see if you could see it. I don't know. Hold on. There's a scar right there. And that's kind of a funny story, and I'll never forget that. I got it when I was 10, and I was in New York, and we were playing Frisbee with a huge metal garbage can cover, and it had been run over like 20 times. And it was jagged on some of the edges, and I have no idea what we were thinking. You know, it's like that big, and we're just like winging it at each other. And so somebody tossed it at me, and I was like, ah, and I did one of those, and it sliced my hand open, and it looked like, I remember thinking it looked like a sloppy Joe, because it was like just my meat was hanging out, and it was just the blood, and I remember just looking at it going, whoa, and then all of the pain kicked in, and I'm like, that effing hurts. So I go home to my mom, and my mom's classic for this, holding my hand like that. You know, one of the parents gave me the thing. By the time I got home, I'm like passing out. I lost so much blood. And they were tougher on us kids back then, and that's a good thing, kids. You know, we're not whiny about stuff. Anyway, so I finally get home, and I'm like, Mom, I have to go to the hospital. I have to go to the hospital. She's like, why? I got this really bad cut on my hand. It's really bad. Let me see. Okay, my mom has a weak stomach. Really? Let me see. No, Mom, you really don't want to see. You don't want to see. Just take, let me see first. Okay, here you go. Oh! You know, and she's down. Like, really? Now I have to wait till you regroup to get to the hospital, and my hand's killing me. So that's kind of what would happen. But anyway, that happened with my hand. So that's that scar. The next one, here, I'll tell you the next one. I'm trying to do it in a chronological order. So then there's this one. I know I'm getting really close for my age, and that's not good. There, I have one right there. Hi. And my brother and I were shoveling, again in New York, it was winter. We're shoveling snow, and we're kind of switching positions and not really paying attention to each other like we should. And I'm sure this was my fault, because I was the older sister, and I'm sure I just switched positions, didn't let him know. And he went down, shoveled the snow this way, and then turned and did that and caught me right between the eyes with the shovel. And I really learned what seeing stars was. I knew why they did that in the cartoons all of a sudden, because I was really seeing flashes of light before my eyes, and I was like, ugh. And all I know is that I went like that, and when I looked down, blood was just all over the white snow, and I knew that I was bleeding. And heads bleed bad anyway, even if it's not that horrible of an injury, heads just bleed. So I'm like, oh my God. So my brother runs in the house, he's freaking out, the poor thing, and he goes and gets my mom, and my mom comes out, classic, right? I'm holding my face. She's like, what happened? Way to stay calm, Ma. And I'm like, Ma, can we go to the hospital? I just need to go. And she looks, she sees the blood on the snow. Let me see. No, Ma, please, let's just not see. Let's just go. You can see it when we get there. No, let me see it now. I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, down again. This time I couldn't wait, though. I told my brother, go get the neighbor. We got to go. I mean, I'm starting to feel faint. So we got the neighbor, and the neighbor kind of shook my mom back to consciousness, and then we went to the hospital. So there's that. Those are the two my mom were involved in. And every time one of us got hurt, that's pretty much what it was. Let me see. And then we'd let her see, and she'd, you know. So, okay, the next one, I'm trying to remember what order. Well, I guess the order doesn't really matter. The order doesn't really matter. I'm going to do this one next. I don't know if you could see it. That's right. It goes like that way. It's like, it kind of blends in with my wrinkles. Actually, all my scars are blending in with my wrinkles now, which I don't think that's a good thing. I'm not really sure. Anyway, I have one that goes this way on my lip, and then I have one that comes down this way. And it's funny because they're both from my dogs. When they were little, and it's my fault, I always like to kiss my puppies. I grab their heads and I kiss them on the mouth, you know. And when they're puppies, they're just, you know, they don't know. So Rocco tried to kiss me back, and he went, ah, and puppies have the sharpest teeth, and he just kind of sliced me right open, right there. So that was from a Rocco kiss. And then on the other side of my lip, it was actually, I was kissing Dino, and he just kind of did that with his claw and got me. They weren't horrible, but they definitely left scars, which is not very pretty. So there's those. And then, oh, this one, nobody in my family knows about this one. I'm going to share. I don't know if you can see it. Get close. I have a scar that goes down right here. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, that scar I got after a gig, and it was definitely in a seedy part of town. And it was very late, and we were packing up our gear, and a knife fight broke out right next to me. And I was lucky. This could have been really ugly, but I saw out of the corner of my eye, obviously there's a scuffle, but I kind of turned and looked, and I just saw something shiny coming toward me. So I leaned back as much as I could, and it was, the guy had a knife, and it just kind of nicked my mouth right there. And I was like, holy crap, that could have been really bad. So it did leave a scar, and, you know, character, I guess. I don't know. And then the last scar I'm going to show you is right here on my forehead. Now this one I do think is a little bit kind of cool. I do think that gives me character right there. That's my most recent scar. That's not even a year old. That was when we were at a gig, another gig. This time was with the Atticus Finch Band. So this was, yeah, it was March. It was St. Patty's Day. And I always say, what's St. Patty's Day without a good bar brawl after the gig? But that's when I was attacked by Samoans, the big Samoans. And that was really ugly when I got it, because the gap was pretty huge. And you know, again, with the blood everywhere because of the head. And the cop showed up, and he's like, you're going to need stitches. And I said, well, you know, I don't have insurance, so unless you have a needle and thread in your car, I'm not getting stitches. But I did have a friend who came and did a butterfly stitch for me. And he actually did a pretty good job. I mean, I think maybe in another year or so, that will maybe not even, it's not really that noticeable now, unless I point it out. So maybe it'll be gone completely. So those are the scars I wanted to share with you. Scars, the tattoos of life. You know, it's like got milk, got scars. Anyway, that is the end of this video blog. The first one for February 1st. And I hope everybody's New Year's starting off right. And I promise I'm going to try to keep up with the video blogs, because I know that people have been... And I hope everybody's New Year's starting off right. And I promise I'm going to try to keep up with the video blogs, because I know that people have been bugging me to do this. And yeah, so peace out, people. Till next time, rock and roll.